Good morning and happy Monday. When you are looking for a spiritual practitioner, is your first question that you ask yourself and them, how long have they been doing this? Hi, I'm Dee, and today I would like to discuss with you this very important topic that has been top of mind here recently. I actually had a conversation about this with a couple friends of mine last week. It's very interesting how when we're looking for a spiritual practitioner, this is one of the questions that pops into our head. And what I would like to offer is that maybe it's not that important. And the reason this is because when we come into our physical um, experience this time around, our incarnation this time, we forget a lot, most, sometimes all of what we've experienced in our previous incarnations. So we're kind of starting fresh in our human incarnation. However, our soul still has experienced all of those things that it's experienced before. So some of us take a little longer to get to the place where we are able to experience these things again, whether that's mediumship, intuition, healing, whatever our gifts may be in this incarnation. And it's so interesting how someone, not everyone looks at it this way, but some people look at it like if you haven't been doing something for 15, 20, 25, 30 years, then you must not be good at what you're doing. The messages must not be accurate or whatever. The thing about it is the messages come from spirit, right? So whether you've been doing something for 5 minutes or you've been doing it for 25 years in the spiritual arena, those messages come from that innate wisdom that has been there since the beginning of time. That is not something that changes no matter how long or how new you are at something. So I would invite you to just go ahead if you feel someone resonates with you that you want to get a reading from, or whatever kind of reading that is, intuitive, mediumship, or if you want to have a healing experience with a practitioner that you resonate with, that it doesn't matter how long they've been doing something. That connection they have with spirit isn't based on a time frame. Time is a human construct. And I invite you to explore the idea and the concept that their soul has been doing this since probably their induction into soulhood, if that's a term you want to use. That's, I don't know where that came from. It just popped out. But anyhow, I invite you to consider that maybe that is the best person for you, even if they're just starting on this part of their journey, because their soul is way older than their physical manifestation of who they are in this lifetime. I have this beautiful thought about this being the absolute truth of things. And that is why when you listen to my podcast, if you haven't, I invite you to go over there and listen to some of those videos with these amazing people that I've interviewed. Some of them have been doing what they do for decades. And that is a beautiful thing. And we only learn more as we go, right? It doesn't mean that the information is more accurate than it was when we first started, but we learn more things. We learn to be braver and more fearless in our exploration of how to gather the information that we're getting. We explore guides and angels and ancestors and ascended masters and all of these things that we didn't even consider maybe when we were first starting out. We just woke up one day and we had this gift, you know, and it's so beautiful, but the information is there from the very beginning because like I said before, it comes from this innate wisdom that is timeless. Time is a human construct. It doesn't even exist in the spirit world. They find it quite humorous that we adhere to all of these rules. It's a necessary thing. It is a logically minded thing that we set times to meet each other. And if we didn't set those times in this human world, then we wouldn't be able to meet up and share information, have interviews with people, drop podcast episodes, or whatever else we're doing, be at work on time, pick our kids up from daycare on time, or whatever it is we're doing. But on the spirit side of things, those human constructs of time don't exist. So, I have a friend, and I remember when she came into her mediumship gifts, and it was so scary for her, and she was dead on accurate the minute it started happening for her. She was dead on accurate. I mean, it was amazing. And as she goes in her journey, those gifts will just strengthen and she will explore and become more confident. Being more confident in our gifts is really, to me, the determining factor in how long we've been doing something, because we don't doubt as much. We still do, because let's face it, spirit gives us messages in ways sometimes that are absolutely incredible, sometimes hilarious, and often unexpected. So we do ask ourselves, am I just making this up? Am I crazy? But we know from having had the experience that we're not crazy, that it's not make something we're making up. It is messages that we're receiving. So to me, the confidence factor in the time that you've been doing something is the determining factor in how that time length has played out. So, anyway, I would like to invite you today to not consider the length of time someone has been sharing their gifts in this world, and just allow yourself to trust the person that resonates with you for your reading, healing, mediumship, reading, or whatever the case may be. So, that's my thoughts for today. I hope that you will at least give it some thought and some consideration and see if it feels right for you. Okay. So thank you all for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and consider these thoughts that I've shared with you today. And I will see you on the next one. As always, I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you on the next one. Have a beautiful week.